Hey guys, what's up? Somebody wanted to know what mods I had, and I know I really couldn't just give them a list because it would take all day to make a list of all the mods I have. So I'm just gonna make a hopefully brief video on explaining what each mod I have is about. Obviously, just to check mods, I won't be using. I don't use the ones that are unchecked. Anyway, let's get started. Eagle Eye Realistic Archery. It's just a mod that changes a few things in archery, like making arrows faster and you can zoom in more. There's a dense epic dungeon. It's like a cave near the Imperial City. It's a really big dungeon. It's supposed to be like a training ground for Malakath, and then there's a twist in it. Akatosh Mount by Satan Storm. It's a dragon mount that everybody's probably heard of. AL Maverick. I think this is supposed to be like some kind of tiger mount, but I never really got it, so I don't know. This is just an armor mod. You don't need to worry about that. Anduril Reforged. That's the sword from Lord of the Rings that Aragon has, and there's a quest to get it. Age of Conan Armory. It's just some armors from it. I mean, Armory of Conan. I keep on saying Age of Conan because it's AOC. But anyway, it's just a bunch of armor from Conan. Arcane Archery, it adds a thing where you can conjure arrows that I use a lot. It's pretty cool. Armageddon, I think it's a mod, but some about paladins. It's a quest mod. I'm not really sure. I've never did it yet. Armamentarium, it adds retextures for all the armors in the game. It adds multiple different textures. It's pretty cool to see variation. Let's see, Armory Lab. There's a portal thing on every house that brings you to a huge like display room that you can display armor and items and stuff. Let's see, artifacts. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I think it's part of this. Artifacts. Azure Wrath is a sword from Diablo 2. This is a fail mod. It wasn't really that cool. Battle Dress, I think that comes with Armamentarium 2. Better Cities, it changes the look of all the cities in the game. It's really cool. I'd recommend it to anyone. Bigger Soul Gems, I need to turn that off because Supreme Magicka does that. Book jackets, it adds better looking higher res book jackets for books. Castle Seaview, it adds a fort on a Nibbin Bay. I'm not really sure I like that. It doesn't really have everything a house should have. CM Partners, everybody knows what that is, hopefully. Cobalt, Common Oblivion, it adds a whole bunch of tweaks to the game. It's required for a good bit of mods. Cosmetic compilation, that's just a bunch of new hairstyles and eyes and whatnot. Cyabades, it's a mod from, it's supposed to be based on Daggerfall, and then there's a dungeon you could do. They have a really cool sword at the end. This is for Cyabades 2, I think. No, this is actually some daggers that I added to the game since I was playing an assassin, and daggers work good with the stealth overall I have. Deadly Reflex. If anybody doesn't know what Deadly Reflex is, well, I don't really want to explain it. Devil Slayer, that's a sword. It's added to the Market District. And this is the DLC. DM Ranger armor. That's actually the armor I'm wearing right now on my character. It's not uploaded on YouTube yet, so you'll have to wait for that. Droplet Torches does exactly what it says. Deadly Reflex Splatter, that's just a blood splatter on screen. Dwemer Skyship, it adds a airship in the game. It's a pretty cool player home, and you could actually drive it. Enhanced weather, it's just more weather effects. This is a cheat. It turns chapel altars into way shrines. Heart of the Dead is a very cool quest mod. I haven't completed it yet. I've never really gotten to. I've got to the middle of it, but I never completed it. I've never really got to it. Hemingway's capes. It's just adds a bunch of capes to the game. Harsh combat. That's from Deadly Reflex. Knights. That's Knights of the Nine. This is my life detect shader, the green one. That I don't know if you've seen it yet, if it's on YouTube yet, but I have a new green life detect shader. And Lost Paladins of the Divines, it adds the Heaven's Wrath armor. If anybody's seen it, it has a flaming holy sword. Luminar's enchantments, it changes the look of enchantments. Like if your sword has a fire enchantment, it will be on fire. If it's frost, it will have frost coming off of it. If it's shock, it'll have electricity on it. It's pretty cool. Map markers overhaul. It just adds a lot more map markers to the game. March Monster mod. This was probably like the first mod I ever got. It adds a lot more variety to the monsters in the game, and I really like it. Midas Magic and Midas Magic Companions. Everybody knows what Midas Magic is. It adds a bunch of spells to the game. Mighty Magic. It's the overpowered version of magic in the game. And Supreme Magic is supposed to be the middle ground. I'm actually thinking of activating Mighty Magic and Supreme Magica. That's just Moriarchus is a necromancy mod. I don't know if anyone's seen, but I've never really gotten to it yet. Mounted spellcasting, that's for Deadly Reflex as well. Myths and Legends, it adds a bunch of weapons to the game, and you have to actually go on a treasure hunt to find them. No recommendation, so you don't have to do the Mages Guild recommendation, because there was actually a bug in the Cheatenhall recommendation, so I had to do that. Neverwinter Nights 2 Gith Yankee Sword. This adds the Silver Sword of Gith from Neverwinter Nights 2, if anybody knows about that. This is essential to the game. Let's see, what is this? I forget. I have no idea. Oh well. Realistic force, it adds more force when you kill somebody. What is the word? The ragdolls. It makes the ragdolls different. Restore intel. I need to take that off. That was something I did because I get my character and I had to fix it. Return to Shadows. That's actually a mod where you're like the anti-paladin. I'm actually going to be doing this soon. Resinol's mannequins, you can put these in your house and you can put your armor on them like an armor rack, and you can give them poses. Ring Wraith armor, explains itself. This is actually an enhancement to alchemy. You'll get to know it sooner or later. Robert's female replacer adds different female bodies. Drow race. Silgrad Tower, it's supposed to be like a mod that adds part of Morrowind mainland. This is Supreme Magica. It's pretty much the middle ground between overpowered and underpowered magic. First person legs, that's for Deadly Reflex. Stealth overhaul, it adds a whole lot of stuff and it really makes stealth so much better. Stalker Wolf, that's a companion. It's part of the Underdark mod. It adds a underground thing. I don't know how to explain it if you don't know what Forgotten Realms is. Sundered Keep, that's actually another huge dungeon. Supreme Magica. And this was a traveling merchant mod that I had to take off because it crashed the game a lot. The Forgotten Realm, I've done this dungeon and I have to say it is amazing. I'm gonna be doing it as soon as I reach like maybe level 10. Tiefling race, it's another race. Tolkien elves, that's actually the race I'm using right now. Realm of North Dark, this is part of the Underdark mod. Tyrael armor, the armor from Tyrael the Angel in Diablo. Unofficial patch, Verconier, that's for Underdark mod as well. This is a new shock effect. This is a Lord of the Rings mod too. It adds Lord of the Rings weapons. And Ren's Beauty Pack. More character creation stuff. I feel like I missed something. I didn't have something activated that should have been. I don't know. Probably just imagining that. Well, that's about it. Activate that. Yeah. Raiders of Cyrodiil, that adds more evil factions. Since I'm playing an evil character. Pretty much. That's it. Hope you enjoyed my mod listing.